So y'all, hey you guys, welcome back to Sunshine's Bakery. Gang, 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 gang. And I just want to say, how are we today? How are we today? And I want to talk about pretty privilege, and I also want to talk about something that's important to my heart. So before I get into that and actually start the session of Sunshine's Bakery, you know we get baked, you know what I'm saying? Usually I have something already baked, something already made. I am working on recipes to go try because why not? You know what I'm saying? I love to bake, and I also love to bake. So you guys, I had a drunken night recently, and in the middle of conversation, I've allowed something that kind of happened to take me back to a place that I was not at. And I really let myself slip down into the place of like, damn, I want to kill myself. But then when I thought about it, I said, I really don't want to kill myself. I said, the thing that I really honestly want is something totally different. And the fact that I even said that shit was a fucking blast, like just terrible. And I remember on December 11th, I came out there and I talked about how I wasn't suicidal anymore. And I'm not. I just had a really bad day, and the things that really mattered to me, to my heart, really got tested and pushed. And I guess you could say like my level of disappointment from what I expected didn't like really meet what it was. And because it was one of my core values, I felt like I lost everything, and I realized like I haven't been suicidal, and that's not something that I have been. So for the last 10 years, like even when those sparks of me like wanting to unalive myself came up, I literally did not do it or participate in it, and I've always gotten help. So I just want to say, like, this is me 10 years working on myself and my mental health to say that like I'm really proud of myself. I knew something was wrong when I was 16 and I wanted a baby and I asked for a baby alive, and I went out to the store and I actually had one, and I had like a baby alive, and I actually treated it like it was what you call it. Yeah, I was really going through some shit. And then like now I was just like, wow, where did that come from? Y'all, I figured out where it came from. And honestly, I realized like that I love me some me, right? And not only do I love me some me, but I actually give a fuck about how I feel. And I'm not this victim or this sorry person who just can't seem to get their shit together. Because at the end of the day, I've always been that girl. And I guess the only thing that's ever like really made me like say I want to unalive myself is the one thing that's like most important to me. And I'm not gonna hold you, I am actively working to deconstruct that from being the most important thing to me, so that when it's fucked up or it's not working how I want it to work, it doesn't hit it on the nail like it's supposed to, where it's not, oh wow, I did this. So if you're out there and you have like mental shit going on, like remove the thing that causes you to be so until you get to that point. And even if it's important to you, like I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but sometimes you just gotta like remove yourself so that you can be okay. And cause I was like, I've always been that girl, and I'm gonna continue to be that girl, and that whole shit, no mas, no more. When it comes down to, I should have put my phone on D&D because nobody won't call me. But when it comes down to things like that, I really want us to be fucking for real, very fucking real for real about our mental health, and take like a real step into it. Because a lot of people think that I'm this happy-go-lucky person all the time. I am not this happy-go-lucky person all the time. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I get really sad, sometimes I'm not happy, sometimes like life just be really whipping my ass and I need like a break. That's why for the rest of this year I've decided to get my mental health and shit together, because I refuse to bring 2023 in and be feeling like 2022. Like, a lot of shit has happened, and instead of sitting there crying and being a victim and saying, whoa, I feel like shit, and whoa, I feel like ass, no, I'm not doing that this year, and I refuse to fucking do it coming up. So, you know, we're gonna detox and get some things together. Now that I've gotten that out the way, you guys, I actually want to go into the, no, I'm not done yet. And I really want y'all to take it serious, especially black women and men. I feel like a lot of times we're expected to perform and do all these grand things and show up and show out, and we have to be these perfect people. But baby girl, especially as a black woman and a black man, and I'm talking to my community first, and we can go to all this other stuff later, but I really do want us to be better people. So I want y'all to go, personally for me, myself, and I want y'all to go follow like the people who I listen to, right? I listen to the Spiritual Whistleblower. I listen to mental illness. He's a self-diagnosed narcissist, and I know a lot of you guys like, oh, well, he is giving you his perspective, and if you can look at it from the perspective of he's showing you and telling you, and you can actually take that time and like actually learn from that point of view, you'll actually take a lot from him. Odie's Office, he has a new podcast. It's called The Antidote, and these are the people who I kind of listen to. And I'm not perfect by a long shot. I personally don't want none of that shit. I personally don't want nobody to think that I'm coming on here saying I'm perfect, because quite frankly nobody's perfect. But these are the same people who I genuinely enjoy. These are people who I enjoy, because for me, myself, and I, they bring on a sense of peace and understanding inside of myself and other things. And then not only that, I'm in therapy too, so love ya. So yeah, I'm done with that, and now we're ready to go into Sunshine's Bakery. And I want to get into this topic of pretty privilege, because I've seen a lot of you bitches online thinking y'all have pretty privilege, and I just want to say a lot of y'all do not have the pretty privilege I think y'all do, and it is fucking delusion that is running your heads. So before y'all sit there, and y'all know what we do for Sunshine's Bakery, we usually take a nice, okay, let up half, and we begin our little thingy. So let's go turn this off, because I have to be back. Because I need wallets. It's 19 fucking degrees outside. Heater's gonna be on. Well, it was gonna be on, but I had to turn it off. So we're going to go take a and we're gonna begin our segment off with my favorite topic. Not my favorite topic, but something I've really been wanting to get in y'all ass about. Oh, I forgot to say, let's take it together. So let's take it together. All right, so here, whatever you do, I got a bowl, but I'm not going outside. Y'all, it's 19 degrees outside, and I am waiting for the sun to drop. I told me and my brother could make a snowman. Yeah, last year for winter season, me and my brother tried to make a snowman. Fucking epic failure, and we gave up. But this year, bitch, I'm going to fucking snowman the fuck out of that shit. And I say, I have my code with the preparedness. I got the boots. I got the strong, bitch. We're doing it. We're gonna go snowman this year. But together, shall we? All right, I'm gonna spoil a little brat. So if y'all did not know, I'm so spoiled, because I'm thinking like, oh, what I'm gonna eat after this shit, right? And I'm like, what am I gonna eat after this? And what I'm gonna eat after this is the food that was paid for. I didn't even go stitch on myself. But basically, y'all, so pretty privilege. I feel like a lot of y'all don't really know what pretty privilege is, or what it looks like, or the benefits or the negative side to pretty privilege. So we're gonna go get into this, and I'm gonna be talking from as a black woman. The other night I went out, and y'all see me, I look damn good, okay? I had my wig on, boom, outfit on, boom, looking good, boom, smelling good, boom. My whole outfit was fucking fire. If y'all seen my Instagram, y'all know. If y'all see my Instagrams and y'all will follow my Instagram, which is my Instagram and Twitter is the same handle, but it's JUSTDRIA__. Y'all will know that I was a drunk fuck before I took down a video. It's still like little pictures and shit up there, but it was a whole video, y'all. I uploaded it by accident, and I had like a little space time. I was like, oh my gosh, I am just about ready to go to sleep. Yeah, drunk ramblings. Yeah. So if y'all follow me there, y'all know I was good and drunk. So yeah, I went to the bar the other day, and being the only black woman there, it was this weird white girl, and there she just made me feel so uncomfortable. Like, she was talking about how she wanted my lips and stuff like that, and all I could do was just be like, and I realized that having pretty privilege looks like that. It looks like people wanting your features but not the problems that you get, or something similar, where people think that because you have it made, or that you're conveniently attractive, or attractive that people want to be with you. And I'm telling y'all right now, pretty privilege is not all it's cracked up to be, but when it is cracked up to what it's supposed to be, it is nice. So, quick little side note, I remember, not I don't even want to go to the bar, because the bar is still traumatic for me, and it just makes me not want to hang around white folks too often to be the only black person in a space, because I felt very weird and uncomfortable. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, like, at first it was fun. Ooh, excuse me. Drinks started pouring, people started showing their true colors. White girls like, oh my gosh, you make everything about race. And I'm like, I wasn't talking to you, but okay. And so, mind you, I was like telling her like about how, mind you, because what I said, we have sundown towns. If you don't know what a sundown town is, like once the sun goes down, bitch, and you're not Caucasian or white, they will try to harm you, or what you call it. And shout out to this lady for telling me, because I really thought nothing was wrong with it. And just so y'all know that I'm not ODing and tripping, I literally fucking said, like, we were talking outside, and I was like, oh, I've been here for about da-da-da-da, whoop-whoop, and we were talking about it, right? In the middle of the conversation, I said, oh, I used to go to this smoke shop in this one area, and I said, I can't think of the name right now, but it's at my old job, da-da-da, because, you know, I'm trying to, like, protect myself. And they literally said the job, the place, the location, and where most of their racism happens. And then they made a joke about being clear and not me, and how it was very obvious that I was the only black woman in the building. And then the black man that was there was so busy beating up these motherfuckers' asses and kissing their ass and trying to appease them that he basically like started throwing microaggressions at me. And the girl who said that she wanted my lips, she started throwing microaggressions at me, talking something, oh, everything's not about race. I said, bitch, I didn't even bring race into this shit. I did a Lizzo song, and I literally heard her say, oh, she only chose that song because she's black. No, I chose it because, bitch, I've had a fucking shitty day, and I wanted to feel good as hell when I went out to the fucking bar. That is why I put on fucking Lizzo. But literally, this is what I can hear, right? So I started singing loud, and she goes, she's only singing it because she's black, right? And I was just thinking, like, traumatizing. They knew exactly where in their state was extremely racist at, and then they joked about it and they laughed and they said, oh, but I'm clear, and changed the subject. Let it simmer in your soul. Just let it simmer in your soul just a little bit, because it simmered in my soul. But I really want to talk about pretty privilege, and on the scale that I get it at, I have pretty privilege. So therefore, people, when they see me, they conveniently want to come and talk to me, or they'll make their way around to see me. So when I'm in a group of people, because I used to be in a group of three, one girl, three girls, and me and two girls, me and the other girl were conveniently attractive people. Like, to the world, we were attractive. I think all my friend girls and people are beautiful. My homegirl, who was a little bigger at the time, she's like bigger, and I was like, girl, you look damn good. And it didn't matter how many times I told her that she looked good or that she looked beautiful, she didn't feel it because she wasn't conveniently attractive. Mind you, homegirl got small titties, little waist, big ass, natural body like that. You know what I'm saying? Thick thighs, like what you call it, right? Coke bottle, naturally. Me, titties, little curve to her, nice little ass, hips and thighs, and then my adult weight done kicked in. So bitch, you know I look damn good. And you can lie to your mama, bitch, but you can't lie to me. Other girl, heavier, no real defined shape, little booty, nice titties. Oh, me and the other girl got so much attention that it made her jealous. And my whole thing is, while the other girl may have wanted attention, I really hated it. So what she would see from the outside was, oh, all these men are just coming to you and they're offering their, no, the fuck they're not. No, they're not. When these men are in my face, and I literally had to smile and grin so they could get out my face, because apparently being mean to them is what they fucking like. I know a lot of people aren't, but some men some men, if you look at their shit, they have submissive, like, I take BDSM tests, and the men who I make take BDSM tests, a lot of their tests, like a lot of men, if they took a genuine BDSM test, they'd have age play at the top of their shit, because that's what most men like. And to me, that's really, really, really really, 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 really a fucking red flag. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. One of my homeboys took a BDSM test, because I made him take a BDSM test because I was curious. And age play and submission was at the top of his thing. And he was like, I just don't believe that age play is at the bottom. I said, sir, these questions are generated and based off da 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 da. And he goes, okay, well, what is the accuracy behind it? Bitch, a lot of fucking shit, because it's based on you. This is a test that is backed by psychology, sex psychologists and shit like that. And the fact that age, baby, it is scary. And he's like, I don't think I'm a submissive. Age play is at the bottom at 0 fucking % of my shit, along with some other shit, because it's like slave play. I got 3% of that shit now, but it's not the reason why y'all think. But these are like literal kinks and shit like that, right? I retook my BDSM test. Age play has never been at the top of my shit. Never. It don't even get more than 5%. I remember one time I got 3%. I was like, what the fuck does it mean? And I was like, oh yeah, I get it. And like it explains the whole entire test. And if y'all want, I'll go give y'all the generic test, because the other one you gotta pay for it. And I know a lot of y'all are not gonna pay for that shit because it comes with some shit and they tell you. But basically, from her outside understanding of the situation, what she saw, and I put all of this into play, because all of this comes back into play. I remember from the outside, she would come up to me, like if a dude was talking to me, she was like, oh my God, did you see how he was talking to me? Oh my God, did you see how he was flirting? Oh my God, oh my, like she would always get upset, like when Mel like gave like us any validation. I was just like, I really just want to work. Just really just want to fucking work. I genuinely just want to fucking work. So mind you, I had a dude at the job who was a stalker. And it's nothing like having a stalker or an angry man who is upset with you because you did not choose him, follow you around and tell you that you're not shit and try to fuck your friends to try to make you feel insecure. And while he's fucking on an insecure pretty bitch who feels like, oh my gosh, I could do no wrong or no evil, it's always somebody that's coming and saying, hey, this is that and the third. This man asked me on a date. I told him no. After he asked me on a date and I told him no, he got offended. Afterwards, he kept on coming around, right? And he kept on asking me, no means no. I think I told this man no at least 15 times. In my homegirl's head, this is the most, oh my gosh, at least he's actively trying to get with you. He's actively trying to get with me after I've already denied him and told him no, this does not feel comfortable to me. And this man literally said, oh, I'm going to follow you home. Because he's like, literally, the words out his mouth, okay? I literally had to beg and scream for help so somebody could fucking get this crazy ass man, and I had to yell at him in his car. And while he was in my garage, said, I could literally fucking unalive you right here. And while people are like, oh my gosh, your pretty privilege is so amazing because this man was constantly chasing after your ass and constantly looking for you and constantly doing all these other things. This man tried to sun me like I was a child. He told me that I was a little fucking girl. And I said, sir, I am a grown woman. He said, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, I like that. He said, I like that, but I also like you, and I also want you to be my partner. And now you're like, how did he get into your garage? How did he do this? This man started following me outside of work. I went to HR. HR looked at me like I was just a pretty face and told me that I was wrong. I literally put on shorts one day because it was hot in the warehouse, not gonna hold you. And everybody had on shorts, but because I am conveniently attractive and I have a nice or a semi-fine body, I had to literally be told to go home. But the bitch that looked like a brick and it was not built like anything got to go out there with her ass cheeks and her vagina hanging out at the job. And they literally had a full-blown conversation. When I brought it up, they told me that, oh, if you want to cry about it, that's too damn bad. And basically, even after going to HR and going in trying to figure out certain things, and I started talking about getting sexually harassed, I ended up getting fucking fired. Why did you say? Because I put a report on a man stalking me, and they told me that if I didn't look the way that I looked, I wouldn't have these problems. And you're like, oh my gosh, well, respectability politics. Shut the fuck up with your misogyny and your misogynoir, because a lot of y'all practice that that shit and y'all don't realize how it's fucking not good. Y'all will literally sit there and practice it until it fucking happens to you and nobody's believing you. This is why. And this is why I look at y'all and how y'all respond to certain things. This is why I ask certain things, like, and that's why I say certain things, just to go test and see the waters to see if this is the place that I want to be at. Because people's misogyny and misogynoir will pop up and it will speak up for them before anything else. And people are good at putting on these acts of So lately I've been asking people like, oh, so what is your take on the whole Meg thing? And I'm not saying you have to stand with Meg. I'm not even saying you have to stand with Tori. I'm not even saying none of that. But if you are sitting there and judging Meg for how she's coming to court and saying she's not professional and all these other things, you're practicing the fucking patriarchy. And the patriarchy is rooted in fucking white supremacy. But of course, a lot of y'all have a lot of self-hating, y'all. So anything that's anti-black or that would be anti-black or supportive, y'all will jump on it quickly. It won't even take y'all 10 seconds. Oh, I can go jump on that. And before y'all say, oh, you make everything a race thing. No, what fuck, I do not. I think things through and fully. A lot of times people don't realize the shit that they ask for. The whole point of this whole video was to say that mental health is important. You should go get to therapy. Also, not only mental health is important, but also your misogyny and your misogynoir is not beneficial to you as you want it to be. A lot of times we practice these things and we say, oh, it's not that bad. To who? Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you are draining the fucking people around you. And if you sit there and say that you're not, you are fucking toxic and you need to be fucking for real. Like, honestly, be fucking for real. Like, what is exactly do you want? How do you want to move? How do you want to be loved? How is it that you want to be properly treated? And a lot of y'all are practicing respectability politics and shit like that, not knowing exactly how it hurts. And when I talk about pretty privilege, when I say you're conveniently attractive, like, most people would find you attractive. It is easier for, y'all want to know something? It is easier to follow and listen behind somebody who you find conveniently attractive, as long as they don't hit a soft spot. And I know I hit a lot of y'all soft spots because I'm just not the pretty character that y'all wanted me to be. A lot of y'all want me to sit back and be like, I'm pretty, aren't I? Yep, so let me just be shallow and dense, because clearly being shallow and dense is what's going to get me further. No, I purposely try not to use my pretty privilege, and a lot of times when my pretty privilege is seen and I notice that it's being used against other women, I will literally take myself out of privilege by doing the one thing or the things that make me and my prettiness go down, and I will be a regular woman. And I know a lot of y'all are like, oh my gosh, what makes you conveniently attractive? Bitch, the misogyny and the misogynoir that y'all have, and the hypersexualization of black women, and seeing that I do have the body, that I do have the face, and that for some of y'all I'm not dark enough, but some of y'all I'm just not light enough. So either way it goes, I don't know my skin complexion, and quite frankly I don't care. But for some of y'all, the way that y'all will sexualize me because of the features that I have on my body and the way that my body looks, and then y'all will literally put me in a pretty girl category because my face is good. Y'all will literally sit there and hope that I'm this dense dumbass bitch who doesn't understand how the patriarchy works, and y'all will argue me the fuck down. I've had men literally tell me that I was fucking unattractive and they would not spend a fucking dime or a penny on me. And these are the same exact men that follow my fucking OnlyFans like Bible. And when I say they follow my OnlyFans like Bible, they follow my OnlyFans like Bible. And if y'all want to know what my OnlyFans is literally the name of my podcast, YouTube channel, all this other shit. Dria's Diary. Boom. Ain't shit free on there. And niggas be like, oh, you're pretty, so, and I paid for you. I was like, bitch, excuse me? Like, literally, the misogyny and the misogynoir that comes out of some of these men's mouth. Like, one dude literally told me that on OnlyFans that he loves the girls who do it for free because he does not have to pay them. But the type of men that pay for my content, they're like, oh, I only pay for it because you're attractive and I honestly want to see your face while you do all these things. And they will hypersexualize. And I know you're like, oh, you're the OnlyFans star. You're the whore already. Let me say something right now. I will be that. And my whole entire thing is I still have my boundaries and I still expect to be respected. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't feel like you deserve to be respected based off this. If we go off that same exact rule that y'all have, if you do these things, you're not to be respected. If you don't have emotional intelligence, what if I bust out and said, if you don't have emotional intelligence, at least to my understanding of what I would like, then you can't fuck with me. What if I was like, oh, if you don't practice this, that, and the third because this is dumb, y'all come fuck with me. I would be like, oh, that's bullying and that's not right and that's not, you're right. So let's just agree to disagree. Whether you respect me or not, you're going to respect me. And if you don't, goodbye and sayonara to you. I have no problem letting people think and feel exactly what they need to feel and think about me. Because at the end of the day, my mental health is a lot more important than somebody liking me or agreeing with me or disliking me because it does not benefit them in the way that they would want me to be. I'm so sorry that I don't present. No, I'm not even sorry that I don't present myself. I'm not even apologizing for the way that I present myself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't respect me, that sounds like a personal problem. And that sounds like a you thing and not a me thing. And before y'all come out there and try to make me be this person who's like, ooh, right? Be very fucking for real. Be very fucking for real. Like, let's just on the for real part. And I'm going to wait 10 seconds before I say anything else. So I want y'all to start semi-processing the shit I said. So I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to let y'all process all of that because it's a lot. We almost done processing. I promise you. We are almost done processing. You will not have to process these feelings for much longer. And just in case y'all, and before y'all come in the comments and try to argue me down and say anything, I really honestly wanted to ask y'all, if you don't know the definition of misogyny, the difference between, if you don't know the definition of misogyny and misogynoir, you don't know the difference between misogyny and misogynoir, I know how you can either practice in one or both at the same time. We're not on the same mental level for you to try to debate me in the comments. We're not. We're not. And if you feel like I'm not attractive with all these other things because I'm a black woman and please on your mama, don't let it show. And I know I'm hitting some of y'all soft spots a little too much for y'all for comfort, but if that's the case, please get the fuck off the video. Please, for me, please just get off the video because I'm not gonna argue with you. Most people gonna argue with you and tell you, oh, I don't have it in me to argue no more. Y'all bitches got mad at me when I talked about me and my standards for myself and how I did not want to be a baby mama. And y'all was like, oh, you don't understand, and I got it. I understood it. That's why I didn't want to have kids. Not right now. That is why I wanted to be mentally, emotionally, financially prepared for my child. I wanted to be able to say that I had the partner that I wanted. I want to make sure that the partner that I choose understands that it is not just my job in the house to cook and clean. Like, teamwork makes the dream work. I want my partner to understand nepotism and understand that raising a child like, oh, this is that and the third is saying shit like it's easier to raise men and women, boys from girls is no, it's not. It's the same fucking emotional labor that you have to put in both of your kids. But a lot of y'all wanted to take that shit out of context because I hit y'all soft spot a little too soft in y'all because some of y'all regretted having y'all kids and doing all this other shit. And now y'all had a shitty day. Y'all came and y'all tried to fucking cancel me and shit. I am only here to fucking tell y'all how I feel. This is my platform. The reason why I started my platforms is because I needed to vent. I needed to get some of this shit out. I wanted to let y'all know. And just because I have facts and shit like that does not take away from the fact that I love y'all. Like, even when I dated outside my race, like, people constantly got on me for dating outside my race. And they're like, oh, if you're so pro-black, you're right. I hated black men at one point in time because y'all don't practice emotional intelligence. Right now, I can identify it now that I hated black men because they were not actively practicing emotional intelligence with me, and they were fucking abusing me. And the shit that they were abusing me with, black women, specifically were going extra hard on me, telling me that the shit that the black man did was to me was okay, and if I didn't have practice half the shit I did, I wouldn't be in this shit. Half y'all was fucking happy when I told y'all that I got raped and fucking molested. I heard y'all in the comments, oh, that's what that bitch get for thinking she hot. Shit, excuse the fuck out of me. Just imagine somebody telling you that you know what I'm saying, that you lying about getting raped. Just imagine somebody telling you that you enjoy getting molested. Just imagine somebody telling you that shit. And then have the audacity to say, well, you're embarrassing your family. Bitch, you're embarrassing your damn self. And a lot of black women don't even practice fucking the same shit. And it's not just men who practice it. It's women too. So before y'all say, oh, well, that I may have, my delivery may have been harsh, but the shit I said was very much so true, and I loved y'all to the death of me. And before y'all sit there and say, oh, well, you should have said, no. For me, myself, and I basically said I didn't want to have kids because I seen how it does. I seen the studies. I seen the research. I seen how I seen it. And I wanted, for me, myself, and for when I had to have kids, because I know I would not be a perfect parent, I wanted to be able to say that in this lifetime, I did exactly what I wanted to with my kids. And even if I fucked up, I don't have, and they tell me that, oh, when you did this hurt me, I can say, okay, that's perfectly fine. How do you want mommy to fix it? Instead of feeling like, okay, just because I said this means X. No. So when y'all was on my ass about being a single mom, I was not blaming y'all. I wasn't. But I was saying that some of y'all knew that the partners that y'all picked before y'all got with these men were not good men. And you can get as mad as you want to or say whatever it is that you need for you to feel good about yourself about me. But I never bashed single motherhood. I bashed the pain that came with it and the tears. Because motherhood is like a fucking full-time job. And why would I spread myself even thinner when I was already stressed out? A lot of y'all talk about single moms, this, single moms, that, and then y'all be, oh, we living up our life, and then be the same people crying about how motherhood fucking destroyed y'all body, how y'all gotta get all these surgeries now to be corrected, and all this other stuff, and how you thought it was gonna keep the man and the man didn't stay, and how you not happy, and how you sad, and how you depressed, and how you ain't got your shit together, how you need a moment to yourself while you, these are the things that I was saying, y'all saying, I was saying, this is why I didn't want to have kids early. And I'm glad I couldn't have my kids. People were like, oh, no, give me beso, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I actually like that sound, so, yeah, beso. But it's like, literally, everybody's always having these, doesn't want to have these hard conversations, and then when I say something about it, everybody looks at me sideways like, who am I? Who am I? I actually like that song. Who am I need to go party with the fucking Jamaicans again. Because I haven't partied with them in a good little minute. I don't want to lose my ability to whine and be sitting there looking like, I can whine if I wanted to. I just don't want you to do that. I hate them. Let me tell you something. Island people who know how to whine real good, when they don't whine for a long time, they lose their ability just a little bit. When they be trying to break it out, they still be killing it, but they be looking like intermediate when they used to be master. Baby, I was intermediate. I'm not trying to go back to beginner. This is not it. It isn't. It really isn't. Oh, who am I? But no, seriously though, I feel like a lot of people, when you hit their soft spot, they tune out information, and that's something I work on. Like, cause I know I'm emotional, so I know I got a little soft spot or two. You know what I'm saying? So I constantly make sure that when people tell me things that I may or may not want to hear, I'm like, and after I process, cause it takes me like literally. Because I know my birth chart, gang. My 12th house, my house of undoing is lit. It is a sign that needs, like, Okay. So y'all, literally after I'll analyze some shit. Like after I said over analyzing, but I don't want y'all to think I over analyze. Sometimes I do. But the term is like after analyzing and thinking and and I see it and I'm like, okay, it's something I want to change. I will go in there and change it. That's why I soften my approach up when I talk to y'all, because I get it. I hear the sauce about it. Some of y'all don't have the emotional intelligence like I didn't back in the day to be like, wow, that really hurt me, but I see exactly where you're coming from. Because I think a lot of people think that I mean them harm when I call out certain things, and I'm just like, no. Like, I had one girl who, same friend group, the big girl, I told her, I was like, girl, you're beautiful. Why don't you just go get dressed up and get all dolled up? She was like, no, da-da-da-da. So, you know, I'm in the thingy, and I'm like, I said, if you like it, I love it, right? And then she goes, oh, you seem like you're frustrated. I said, I'm not frustrated. I just want you to, like, have a good time. And I said, I want you to dress how you want to dress. She goes, but I have to be respectful. I said, girl, we're going to a club. Dress how the fuck you want to dress. It's not even cold yet, bitch. Like, be for real. But I said, I want you to choose something that makes you happy. If you like it, wear it. If you like, you know, because I'm not gonna hold you. One of my shout out to my ex-best friend, and I'm sorry, I was wrong. I should have just told you how I was feeling. I have emotional intelligence now. Girl, I was fucked up, girl. Oh, girl, I was so fucked up. I was terrible. We was upset. We was terrible to each other. We needed to break up, and I know we might not ever be back in friends again. But bitch, this shout out to this bitch. She taught me how to club. And I remember when I never used to go out. So my homegirl who we used to go out, she was like, no, you gotta be. And at first I used to think that she was just saying this shit. Bro, I'm not gonna hold you. Sometimes I dressed up, sometimes I didn't. But bitch, when I pulled and I did, like, I had my little version of what it was that I like. Bitch, I used to be in the clubs killing them. Girl, you be killing them, girl. But no, on a serious note though, so we was out and I was like, I think you should wear what you want to wear, because clearly you say my style is too off the chain, and you know, respectability politics, you know, I'm gonna take you dress like I dress like a slut dragon, bitch. You asking the wrong person. So it's this other woman came up to her. She said, oh my gosh. She said, I was like, yeah. I said, why don't we just go get dressed, right? So in the middle of us going out there to go get some outfits, the lady said, I think you'll look good in this. And she looked really, really cute. And she was like, oh. And then so at the end of the night, she was like, oh, she didn't say it out loud. She was like, she whispered on her breath. She was like, oh, you was right. When you look good, you do this. And she was like, I actually do like dressing like this. And I said, it's fine if you want to dress conservative, because some days I want to be covered up and other days I want to look like how the fuck I want to look. And I said, this is why I was trying to tell you to, like, open up. She fucking hated me for that shit, because she felt like I was just trying to make her. I was like, girl, I'm not trying to make you be anything but yourself. I would rather you be happy. I would rather shorty be happy doing what she wants to do versus her not being happy and doing everything to please other people. Because I'm like, girl, you think I should wear this? Girl, I already told you what I think you should wear. You said Joy want to wear it, so you wear what you want to wear. Yeah, I literally went out there, I did my nails, and she was like, oh, you really do your nails and shit like that? And I was like, yeah. And I'm not gonna hold you. My nail kit fucking failed terribly. And I asked her, like, how she wanted her nails and shit, and she was just like, I just be wanting y'all to be confident and comfortable in yourselves, especially as black women, because we already have it hard, bro. Like, we got to worry about what the world say about us and how we move around. We got to watch our surroundings. We have to constantly be doing work. And honestly, between going so hard and loving yourself and loving the other women around you and taking down all of this stuff, like, if you are self-aware of self and what you are and who you are and what you like, this is why This is why they say knowledge is powerful, bro. Because if you know who you are, what you like, and how the fuck you want to be moving, it's certain things that you'll do because you'll move different. I don't hang around certain niggas no more. Not because I don't love them, but because I can't be around a misogynist piece of shit that's gonna sit there and bash a black woman or any woman, and then be out there just making babies and neglecting them. I can't do that no more. I can't close my eyes to the bullshit and be like, well, he's nice to me, and so he's not nice to me, or some other shit like that happen. I can't hang around the girlies who like to sleep with other bitches and man and like to argue. Bitch, you can have him. I'm not finna argue with you, bitch. Have him. And I don't want to be around people who constantly lying and cheating and stealing and shit like that, because guess what? And I don't like hanging around people whose whole thing is like, if I don't got the money, I can't do this, I can't do that. Yeah, I remember I used to hang around people, hustlers, people like, oh, you gotta be on the money. I remember when I was going through my drought one time, and motherfuckers was like, oh, you ain't working hard enough, you need to get back on the grind, fuck you resting for it. And I was like, I am mentally fucking exhausted, I can't do this right now. Can I have a date of my, nah, we gotta be on it 20. And they would be and I'm like, I can't do that. I stopped hanging around people because for my mental health, for my safety, for me to be safe in myself. Because me knowing me, baby, I don't like arguing. I hate it. It makes me emotional because I'm not gonna lie, growing up, growing up, we used to argue all the time. I used to see arguments all the time in front of my face, like verbal, out loud. I hate it. So for me, I try to be the peacemaker, and I try to watch my tone. And when I do catch myself, I literally be like, all right, I gotta put how I feel down so that the people around me can feel safe enough so that I can feel safe, even though on the inside I'm hurting emotionally and I'm not okay. So those are things that I had to practice. So therefore, I don't hang around people like that anymore. It's a lot of shit I don't fucking do anymore because I know me. This is why they say knowledge is power. The more you know, the better. But it also takes you to a level of responsibility. And this is why, do you realize and do you genuinely give a fuck, or do you not give a fuck? Because do you care or do you not care? Do you want to be loved? Do you not want to be loved? I know why I'm single. I know why I'm choosing single. I know why I am choosing the shit that I'm choosing. I know why I dress the way I'm dressing. I know why I decided to just take a rest because I needed it. I know why and who the fuck I am. Because I took time to understand and discover myself. And I feel like a lot of times, like mental health aside and shit like that, I feel like that we as a community could do better if we just start practicing misogyny, misogyny, and fucking patriarchy, and just start loving on each other again. Because every single time I hear the relationship debates and shit like that, and I call out both sides, cause y'all know I'm good for it. I'll call a nigga out and I'll call a bitch out. Easy peasy lemon squeeze, ain't shit to it but to do it, right? So if I do that and I'm the bad guy for telling women this and the people who side with them, or if I'm the bad guy for calling out the girls or guys, then it's like, at the end, it's like I get attacked from both ends. My TikTok pages have been like mass reported, I think, once, and I almost got like banned and kicked off TikTok. That's why I have a backup TikTok now that I like literally post on there, because it's like smaller, ain't nobody like really on that one. Sometimes I'll take content from that page and I'll go put it up there. Sometimes, and I will literally go over there. But if I tell you how many times my page has got mass reported by women and men, I literally told women, I said, do not really simply rely on pretty privilege, because it's not as cracked up as it is to be. You will be seen as a sexual object or something like that, or da-da-da-da, woo-woo-woo. Oh, you're not attractive and you're ugly. My bank doesn't say that. And I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna give y'all an example of what real pretty privilege looks like. If I was to cry right now and call my old sugar daddy back up, as much shit as I said about that man and his irresponsibility and how he lacks discipline and other things, and I really bash this man, I could get every fucking penny I wanted. Plus more, and I wouldn't even have to sleep with him, and he'd fly out here to me so he can make sure that I was safe, and he'd give me the money up front to my bank account, and not only put it in my bank account, but tell me and ask me, wouldn't even let me get in the Uber, personally himself drive, and he has a driver his damn self. I had $800 a week off of Sugar Daddy. And I know you're like, oh, did you sleep with him? Of course I did. But not for them first 3 months. My first 3 months, getting $800 a week, gifts, books, all of that shit. All of it. He said 3 months in, I'm tired of playing this game. I want you. And I charged him. Got a bag off that shit. And I know you like, how much was the bag? Bitch, more than what you call it. And I don't believe I had pretty privilege. I called, one of his other sugar babies came and she was like, oh, you need to stop fucking with him because you're taking all my money. What do you mean? He basically told his other girls that he was gonna cut them off because he finally got the one that he wanted, right? And she talking about how much she was getting up out of him, and let's just say it wasn't nowhere near close to 500 nor 400, and it was way under what I was making, and she had to do twice as much. I literally felt bad for the girl, and I cut old boy off. And I know you're like, oh my gosh, they always come back, because they do. And if I tell y'all how many sugar daddies have actually tried to come back and actually upped what I was making back then, and now we're still in it, baby, it's nothing to it. But I don't feel like playing mental mind games with niggas to get what I want, or even playing the emotional manipulation and playing dumb till I get exactly what I want and then dropping them. I still have a stalker that calls me to this day. No hesitation. I get phone calls. And I know you're like, oh my gosh, she does this. No. To this day. I got some men right now that know that they can't get with me, and still after years and years and years and years and years of trying, follows everything that I fucking do, and will be the first person. Yeah, I was drunk the other day, and I literally came home, went to sleep, woke up, checked my DM, phone call list, blocked. You have unknown number, this number, call, da-da-da. And I know you're like, oh my gosh, who did you call? What did you do? How did you maneuver? Did you know I did not? The way that some of y'all was in my DMs trying to take advantage of me, knowing damn, bro. And I'm like, I've already told y'all niggas no twice. I've already told you niggas for the 15 millionth time. And I know you're like, oh, you just might not be that pretty. I'm telling you right now, you can lie to yourself if all you want to. But if somebody is unattractive to you, and you tell them no, and they continue to come back, and they offer you, well, yeah, I be like, I need X, Y, and Z to fuck with me, and niggas be, and if they don't have it, they get upset, and they be like, oh, all these women want is my fucking money, because you can't take no for an answer. That's what I want. That's what I'm going through your pockets right now, Mr. Nigga. And I can say this shit right now, and the nigga still be in my face like, oh, she ain't really mean that shit. She ain't really mean that shit. She ain't doing that shit to me. It's niggas right now, they get jealous at the fact that, I'm telling you right now, any nigga that ever fuck with me, he got a bad bitch on his motherfucking arm. I'm telling y'all right now, the nigga who I was fucking with beforehand knew he had a bad bitch on his arm. This man did everything. I'm talking about everything that a jealous man would do. I couldn't do a goddamn thing. I'm telling y'all right now, we was sitting there one day exchanging whole stories. Me and this man. Boom. Boom. We sitting there. Yeah, man, I did this. I did that. I don't smoke weed. I don't do weed. These edibles. You know what I'm saying? This got weed in it. Alright, that's fine. Little lying ass thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to do it for you. Broke this man off his whole entire cleanse. Man, so motherfucking disciplined. Nigga got hoes. Nigga talking to them bitches reckless. I was like, God damn. Nigga, I got off all my hoes just to get you back. Nigga got me going through his phone just to prove to me that I'm the one that he want. I'm like, bro, the desperation is not what is... It be like, And I'm over there thinking like, all right, maybe he lying, and this man is constantly on. I literally, and this is why we broke up, because mind you, we were dating, but we were not exclusive. So he was out there doing what he wanted to do, and I basically told him that it was some shit that I wasn't gonna do. And because he looked at me, this is what this man literally told me. This man said in so many words, because I'm not gonna repeat verbatim. But he was like, yeah, you fine and shit. And he was like, yeah. This man basically said, what this man said, I don't even do shit for bitches. And he was like, the only reason why I did it because you was fucking fine as fuck. And quite frankly, I mean, you look real damn good. And I don't like when you challenge me and question me. He said, I wish you was dumb. Like, I wish you was dumb and pretty. Because that way I could have you one day and I could have you doing exactly what I wanted you to do. And y'all say whatever y'all want to say. But that shit right there, that hurt my heart. Because why did you want to do me like that? Why? 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 Showed every sign. So when y'all sit there and say, oh, I have pretty privilege, 9 out of 10 you don't. Because y'all don't get the backlash of you don't get the backlash of somebody not understanding the word no with you. You don't get the backlash of somebody telling you or trying to stalk you and follow you home. You don't get that privilege. Like, I think most of the time that we as women, like, we'll get to the point where we get accepted, or there's a level of acceptance, and there's like human nature, and because the world is so mean to us, we'll mistake that for pretty privileges. And pretty privilege is very scary because you'll be thinking that somebody's fucking with you, and the whole entire time they're trying to bite your style, they're trying to bite your look, they're trying to bite in and everything that you have. They copying your mannerisms, they doing everything that you do whatever it takes. I've had homegirls who slept with my man or my exes to think that was gonna get to me, and I was like, girl, I don't want that man. That man can't do nothing for me except for stress me the fuck out. This girl literally copied all my mannerisms and said, oh, you think that you're cute? And I said, what? Yes, that is what it's like to have pretty privilege. And this bitch was close to me like this in my heart, bitch. 10 toes down, bitch. I'm with a bitch. Fuck around, find out. Same thing with my other friendships. Oh, she thinks she cute, but look at her right now. Da 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 da. Bitch, I'm fucking depressed. Do you honestly think that I'm having a fucking contest to see who the fuck is this? Bitch literally exploited me and said because I thought I was cute, I deserved it. Pretty, like, bitch, I used to, what, bitch, what? Like, party together. Party together. Party, bitch. Together. And guess what the fuck I got? Guess. Nothing. But when our friendships ended, I was always told this because I thought I was cuter than everybody else. And it's, oh, you never appreciate the love and attention that men give you. You never do this. You never do that. And it was like, do you want me to use my pretty privilege to participate in misbehaviors? I've had men pull out guns and shit on me and tell me that I wasn't going to be able to leave them alone. Let alone how they was never going to leave, never leave me alone. Never ever leave me alone. In the way I hear, because I used to hang around a misogynist, a man who was a misogynist and practiced misogyny and misogyny together, and he practiced the patriarchy. And because he had the money and he was closer to white than he was to black, he was able to get the benefits off of it and still reap and get things handed to him. He literally said, these ugly bitches don't understand. This is his words. These ugly bitches don't understand that the shit that they do, and the reason why we put up with them is because they'll do anything for a man and to keep us. It's the pretty bitches that we be wanting. He was like, pretty bitches like you. Because you cute and you good eye candy. And even if you a hoe, you a good trophy wife hoe. And the real niggas know, because I could just switch you out for somebody that's younger and ... That's why when y'all be fighting y'all aging process and all this other stuff, I'll be like, please stop that shit. Embrace who you are and love yourself. Because these men out here are saying that they called y'all gremlins. And I used to sit around them Because at the time, I used to be mean. I was a mean girl, okay? So I hung around mean people who practice misogyny. And I used to practice it too, okay? And just so y'all know, pretty people know that they're pretty. And you know when you're conventionally attractive to the world. And being conventionally attractive to the world, or being able to fit on the scale, it's just fucking amazing. Cause you get, cause sometimes people will do for you and be nice to you and shit like that. But when you know what's on the back end of that and what they expect from you, what? God forbid. You know what I mean? That's why sometimes it's scary when a man is nice. That's why sometimes it's scary when people want to just come on over here. I've had people, pretty privileged. I've gone into a bar with no money and been wasted. Okay, didn't have to spend a damn penny of my money. But the man that was buying me drinks all night was like, all right, so what you gonna do? You gonna drop them draws? And then the girls were like, oh, Mr. Money is spending money on her because she thinks she's so cute and she's so attractive. No. Yeah, he's spending money because he thinks I'm attractive, but he also thinks that he's gonna get to take advantage of me. I told him, no, this man damn near fucking grabbed me by my arm and tried to fucking harm me and said, I will fuck up your pretty face and I will make you a ugly Betty or make you look like one of them gremlin looking ass bitches. And I said, excuse me, sir. And I literally had to fight damn near for my fucking life that night. But a lot of y'all don't understand that though. But go on though. Go on though. Tell me how I got it easier because I'm prettier. Or you feel like I'm prettier. Tell me how I've got it easier because you feel like the men like me. Tell me how you think it's easier that anything that I do at my job is deemed as fucking awful or gobsmacked and people can do the same exact thing. Please tell me as a teacher how I used to wear the fucking exact uniform that they did and I would have to literally call my boss and make sure that this was not too Please tell me how being pretty is just so, having pretty privilege is so much better than just being a regular average Jane when somebody will actually look at you and listen to the words that come out your mouth. I am a funny motherfucker and people who know me know that I'm funny. The dude who I was talking to, we were talking for about what, 2 to 3 months, and on month and 2.5 he's like, oh, you are actually funny. Like, I haven't been cracking fucking jokes off of these last 2.5 months. Like, I haven't been giving out this shit. He goes, oh, you're really this. Oh, you're really smart. And these are all things that I told him from day one. But y'all don't get it though, because it's like, oh well, we just see you as this. Do y'all know how it feels for somebody to tell me that I look good but not good enough to wife and keep? How they don't trust me and how they think my body is fake, or how they feel like I've done everything. But pretty privilege, right though? Rocks. And we have to go take the jealousy of women, men. You know how many men get mad at me like, oh, you make money on OnlyFans, so why do you, oh, I don't. You're a whore, you're a slut. You're a bitch. You ain't got videos that you fucking other men. Like, literally, men will come to my OnlyFans thinking that I'm fucking 10 different people. To see if they might be my type. And when they see that it's just me, myself, and I, and me being a slut dragon that I am, with pop-up people who I have to pay to do content with, because that's equally as important. But that's a whole nother story. And have to get consent for just a whole bunch of stuff right behind the scenes. And that's what they want to see. They want to see me get degraded and put down, smutted on. Because if y'all take our BDSM test, y'all know exactly what it is. And as a brat and as a switch bitch, I gotta stop. This is the end of the video. So basically, yeah. Before we go out, pause it, rewind, to do what you gotta do. I know I probably hit a couple of y'all soft spots a little too much today. But here, let's go take one together. Cheers, bitch. Pow. And may you be as blessed and as happy as you fucking want to be. And these are just my opinions. And you can actually look up some of the shit I say. You can go look up the statistics. And you can actually go ask other people. And if it's really hurt y'all feelings like that, y'all could go somewhere else. And y'all could go, if it hurt and it hurt you for like, oh, you don't believe it's true, that's fine. I'm not gonna beg you. But I'm just being honest. And I'm just keeping it whole and being with y'all. And I would advise that y'all start with a little empathy. Because it never hurt nobody. But yeah.